We're here in Austin, Texas with Tim Riley. We're gonna give you 5 of the best plyometrics to make you an explosive freak, and we're gonna start right now.
First exercise is gonna be single leg hops.
Okay, so you did, I'm gonna do like 2 or 3 easy, like so, how you did, and then you're even cycling that knee up.
Yes.
Okay, so if I go like 1, 2.
Yeah, dude, great. Yes!
Oh,
Let's go!
God, I'm old. Yo, that hurts.
It's like a car crash.
Yeah, and what's funny is like, from the warm up, my abs, I actually felt my abs there.
Really?
Which is like good for me, like, cause I'm fat and just
Shout out that elite warm up. Special elite.
Elite, freakish, explosive, twitchy athletes.
Yes.
My right leg, so I jump off my left. I'm decent jumping bilaterally. Yeah. But my right leg, I've always had issues jumping. So like, if I would do a single leg bound left legged, I could probably get like, honestly on a triple jump, like 5 to 7 feet further on my left.
Whoa.
So what would you look for, or even like, dude, when I land on my right, my right foot's just wonky. I feel like I've got nothing.
Yeah.
So what are you looking for in that case?
So this is why I consider hops just the king of plyometric movements. There's nowhere to hide. And you can see discrepancies like that show up pretty quickly and they become very apparent. I'll say it's actually normal to have one leg outperform the other. Most people have like a block leg or a stop leg or a leg that they tend to feel more stable on. However, what single leg hopping does is it puts you in a position where you absolutely have to do the work. The foot, the ankle, all have to create tension and co-contract. The muscles of the foot and ankle have to co-contract to prepare for contact with the ground, which is actually the magic of plyos. It's, to me, much less about the act of the jump. It's getting off the ground and then the body being able to prepare itself for collision and then how to manage that. So like if you have a big discrepancy or if it feels like a limb, like you talked about how it kind of feels like a car crash, well, instead of like getting to a place where you're really tense and like overly aware of that impact, focus on timing and rhythm.
Okay.
Timing and rhythm. So jump as high and far as you can, but don't sacrifice your ability to be rhythmic in an effort to do that. And if you can lay down rep after rep after rep
And build
capacity within that context, you're gonna get better at it.
Okay. So I want to do my right leg, but I want to go easier.
Easier.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll demonstrate how bad it is. Oh!
He's saying that's bad. He's 41 years old. That's impressive. That's good.
It's like my ankle, and it's actually weird because it's what I felt when I was warming up. Even if I do like a pistol squat, when I push from my right leg, and I don't know if it has anything to do with throwing, but I would throw here. But like even now, I don't fucking know actually.
I think that's more common the case than not.
Yeah.
Having one leg that just does a better job of overcoming and another leg being a little more yieldy.
Okay.
Yep.
That makes sense there.
All right, I'm gonna get my left leg now.
Okay. Yo, is it cool? I'm gonna go one more on each leg, and then we'll go to the next movement.
Let's do it.
I'm gonna do my right leg actually, because it sucks so bad.
Nice, dude. If I were to coach Dane up on that jump he just did, is what he's doing.
I like fucking twist all over the place, dude.
Twist, yeah, sure. But like in an effort to pick the foot up, instead of picking it up in the front with the knee, you're pulling your heel to your butt more.
Okay.
I would say like do what feels like maybe not a jump that's as high, but focus on putting that foot up in front.
Okay.
Magic quality of a hop is that the speed with which you have to put that foot back down.
Okay.
And instead of pulling the heel up, you can actually get yourself in a position that's a little bit more athletic and reactive.
Okay.
Here to here than like this, because this is more braking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. Now, I don't know if I can do it, but I like it.
It sounds good.
Yeah, it was really, that was a great bite.
All right.
You gotta do your, oh no, you did both yours. I'll do one more.
Okay. Let's go. Pretty good, dude.
My first one was a little heely.
What, that was almost 11 yards? Almost 11 yards and 3 hops?
I don't know.
That's the challenge. Well, let's see what you got.
Put it on the replay.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And make sure you take one jump out. What's up, guys? Our podcast and our channel are sponsored by our own strength training app, Peak Strength. The entire focus of Peak Strength is to provide you guys with the absolute best sports performance app that you could ever imagine. We build out the programs on the back end. We take in all of these different decisions that we learned here on site at Garage Strength so that we can then apply it to you so you can improve your training. So if you guys want to improve your overall sports performance, head over to peakstrength.app, the Google Play Store or the Apple iOS Store. Download Peak Strength. You'll get a free week of training, and then you can start getting on those gains, get those reps done so that you can become a champion. Now, let's get back to the video. Peace.
Our next exercise.
Yo, you're a square.
Our next.
Hey guys, this is our next.
Our next exercise for building elite explosive power is going to be a hurdle hop.
Okay, so when you're doing these, because this is, I think, personally, like ego, everybody wants to raise the hurdles up. Dude. So for me, it's got to be quick.
100%.
Quick.
So like, you know, if the goal is to jump as high as possible, like you're better off like doing a box jump, or like a tuck jump.
Yeah.
But the goal with these, to your point, and my favorite way to use them, is to be reactive. Like your heels shouldn't be spending a ton of time on the floor.
Okay.
Yeah, and you're trying to thread the needle between being quick off the ground but still getting up. There you go.
Felt a little slow, but first set was okay.
First set. Absolutely.
I was trying to think, I don't know if I was doing it, but I'm trying to think knees through quicker, almost like the hop.
100%.
I think I've always been a heely type person.
So like, correct me if I'm wrong, you strike me as like a muscular athlete.
And I just want to kill people like, yes.
I'm not, I've never been like, you know, on the tendinous, you know, air quotes, elastic end of the spectrum.
Yeah.
And I've noticed that guys who are more naturally on that end of the
a little bit more here instead of like loose.
They are more heel.
Yeah,
they are
yeah.
just whip the legs over. It's more like about exertion, whereas it appears to be most often like some of my more, you know, my springier athletes, like they do hops and stuff like that, and they're automatically like they're just energy return. It's just they just understand it.
Yeah.
Whereas guys like you and me,
it's a little
different.
It's like fighting an uphill battle at times. Yeah.
Exactly. But these things for us are, you know.
It's funny because you like at the track, if I'm at world champs or the Olympics and you're watching triple jumpers do this, high jumpers do this as a warm up, and it's like, dude, half the time they're going like third level and they're not even flexing. It's like, and it's just
like straight legs. Yes. Yeah. Incredible.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna go through again.
All right, I'm gonna go right after you.
Okay, the last two I felt a little better on it, on the way. Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Hey, that's 5 push-ups at Garage Strength.
That's right. I know. I heard that sound. I was like, really? On YouTube? On YouTube? Touch the fucking hurdle?
Okay, so how many times would you have somebody go through the hurdle hops?
5 sets of 5. Typically.
Okay.
Yeah, 5 sets of 5. It all depends too. Like, let's say in the workout, which sometimes happens, where we have bounds or single leg hops after max velocity sprints or something like that.
Okay.
Maybe we do 3 sets of this.
Okay.
And some considerations like how are your shins feeling?
Yeah.
What have we been doing up to that point? You know, what part of the phase of the training are we in?
Right.
You know, like week 1, we would not do 3 sets of 8 single leg hops and then also
and then
5
do
by 5. No chance.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No chance. So that being said, for you and me today, this might be.
That's good.
2 sets.
That's good. All right, let's get to the next exercise.
The next exercise for building elite explosive power is the seated broad jump to a box.
That's too far for me. So I can move it in?
Yeah, move it in, dude.
I want to go easy.
Move it in. I'm gonna put my foot here.
Okay. Here.
Yeah. Rip it.
Okay, that was okay.
You got more, dude.
I know, I'm just scared.
That warm up has got you jumping.
Yeah. So I'll use these. I had actually one of my girls, a swimmer, she just got 7 All-Americans this weekend. She's a D3 girl. And her parents were complaining that her projection was not as good.
Oh my God, perfect.
So we hammered these in the off season to help her off the blocks.
Yeah.
Because they would say she'd either basically go too early or she'd loop. And it was like learning how to project more effectively.
Yes.
So that's how I've used them.
Yeah, and like same. So like on acceleration days.
Okay.
This is great. I also like these for people who have a hard time learning how to get out and not up, because you're aiming for something.
Yeah.
And also too, like inhibition plays a factor. It's one of the plyometrics in general. Removing inhibition and giving athletes the confidence and ability to do freaky athletic stuff is one of the less talked about benefits of keeping plyometrics in your program. I would say though, it's worth noting, this is technically not a plyo. This is technically just a jump. All right. Let's go, baby. Let's freaking go.
I'm a little child. Yeah, there we go. So you rock like this?
I do.
Okay.
I don't mind that at all.
Okay. So I know and I don't know where I ever pulled this from, but I remember maybe it was my college coach would say not to rock because you'll use your hamstrings more when you don't rock, but I never knew.
Interesting.
I have no idea if that's accurate.
I don't either.
So
I don't mind a little momentum.
okay.
Yeah.
So now I gotta change my
Yeah,
rhythm.
dude. Yeet. Full body yeet. Let's go.
I should have went out a little more.
You had it though.
I felt like a bitch there.
Oh. All right. Maybe one more.
Dude, that's deep.
I don't know if I got this in the bag, but. So we're gonna fucking find out, boys.
Yeah, that was good.
Let's go, dude.
So how far is that, do you think?
I don't know, man. I mean, probably 9 feet, if I had to guess. Maybe a little over 9 feet. I wish I had a tape measure.
Okay, so here's a question for you. When you see guys in their pro day or at the combine do like a 9-foot broad jump, are you ever like,
Yeah, I'm like,
what were you doing?
What have you? So you would be shocked. I'm not gonna say any names. I've had some guys come to me, and they come from some big name pro day combine places, and they did not do the broad jump. They didn't train.
It's like actually crazy. It's like, yo, you should be able to like wake up out of bed and get that.
So, exactly.
Like, what?
I'm gonna brag on myself a little bit, but I had Roshan Johnson and Bijan Robinson, and I think Bijan jumped 10.4, Roshan jumped 10.1.
Okay.
And they were like number 2, 3, and 5 or something like
Yeah,
that at the combine.
Yeah.
They did not start there.
Yeah.
But I swear to you, I did nothing special.
Right.
We broad jumped twice a week though.
Right,
You know?
right.
Different variations, stepping off of a box,
And going.
position, multiple, everything was a competition.
Yeah.
We measured every rep.
Right.
That's it. They didn't have to reinvent, they didn't do anything special.
Right.
They just did it, and they all increased dramatically. So what that says to me is when you see a guy do that at pro day, someone didn't prepare them.
Well, that's where it's like, these are guys that can go play in the NFL, especially at the combine. If you've been invited to the combine and you can go play in the NFL and you can't jump, like, now body weight factoring in,
matter,
but
yeah.
like 9, 8 plus 10 feet, I feel like should be like, that's
You should be able to get 10 feet.
You're a freak.
Yeah, especially if you're at the like running back, receiver, linebacker.
Right.
Yeah, most of those positions. The next exercise for developing elite explosiveness is going to be skips, particularly skips for height and skips for distance.
So how would you say these are different from the warm-up?
They're not.
Okay, but you just go a little more.
They're not. So like in the warm-up, I actually tell guys, I'm so glad you said that. I say it often. Guys, don't think about this as a warm-up anymore.
Okay, okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And this, like if you're going full send, skips for height and skips for distance, both just so fantastic, able to get some velocity into these movements and interacting with the ground in a really profound way. Yeah.
Now, would you say here hammer down on the height?
You know what? So I've worked with coaches with different philosophies there. Trey Hardy, silver medalist, very smart guy,
yeah.
decathlete. He really likes when you land for it to almost be like a gallop, where you go boom, 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 and he likes to attack the floor like that. I actually found if the goal is to jump, attacking the floor like that in a skip can actually eliminate the ability to get high off the floor. Like people will hyperfixate on that part
instead of just being more reactive.
Being athletic.
Yeah.
And so if anything, I'd say relax but violent.
Okay.
Relax but violent. So we'll do height first.
Okay.
Cool.
Ooh. Oh, those are so good.
Those single leg hops.
Well, yeah, and I was just thinking, it's like, skips is one of those exercises that's like, if you don't have a gym, you don't have this, right? Yeah. Go to a field and get literally 10 sets of 30 yards. And it's like, dude, it's so good for you.
It is. Yeah, it's so good.
Okay, this is what I want to ask.
Yeah.
Do you ever find some athletes might be better going vertical versus horizontal, or
Sure.
Okay.
Most people can intuitively figure out the vertical.
Okay.
The skipping for distance, like some of my best athletes actually struggle with getting that rhythm down. They want to turn it into a bound.
Okay.
Because when you start getting speed horizontally, you start thinking more about actually sprinting and turning the leg over.
Yeah.
So, which is like not a bad thing.
Right.
It's just like not what we're trying to do right now.
Okay.
So yeah, the skips for distance are usually harder. So what I'll do is I'll coach people to get rhythm first, and then once they establish rhythm, I'll
then
say
lengthen
skip
it
like a little kid.
Okay.
And then each subsequent skip, push as far as you can, and then walk it back, and then say now, get 2 rhythms in,
and then go.
Fucking push. Try and get to the other side in as few skips as possible.
Okay.
So how about that? Let's you and I kind of establish our rhythm to the baseline here, and then once we get to that threshold, we'll really focus on covering distance.
Okay.
Sound good?
Yep.
Okay.
It's funny because while I was doing it, I felt myself be like, yes. Like what you were talking about with the hurdle hops, basically, when I was trying to react and bring the knee through.
Yeah.
And I tried to correct it, and I'm like, God, I'm such a meathead.
100%. And so like that's, like another nuance that plyometrics offer, where it's like learning to be relaxed.
Yeah.
And then also being honest with yourself and being able to tone it back when you are just turning into a meat monster.
Yeah.
All right, we got.
Yeah, what are we doing with this?
All right, so the last exercise to make you a freak show explosive athlete is going to be an alternating lunge jump for height.
Okay, I think I might know.
Yes.
Maybe.
These are brutal. I would also argue that these, again, not necessarily a plyo, this is more of a jump. These offer also an intense strength stimulus.
Yeah.
So you don't have access to a barbell.
This is it,
You're fucking weak as a kitten.
Yeah.
Do these. Do them 2-3 times a week. Yeah. So here's how it looks. Okay. I'm here. And now the goal with these is not to stop rigid and to come out of that quarter lunge position. I actually want you sinking and eccentrically controlling that portion of the movement.
Okay.
You're gonna get a lot of length out of rec fem. Also, 2 reasons. One, again, potent strength stimulus here. Being able to control your center of mass and get low. But there are better exercises for getting off the ground quickly than doing it in this split lunge position holding weight.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So we'll let those other exercises take care of that.
Yeah.
And then this can take care of the other end of the spectrum.
Yeah.
Yeah. This would be more deep tier Shout out Matt Watson. Okay, so we're here. The balls are going to stay on the outside of the front leg, and your knee's going to get a little.
I don't like my balls on the outside of my front leg though.
This is the only time it's acceptable. Here we go.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, dude. And again, stay relaxed as best you can, and let your body spring out of that bottom position.
How many are we doing?
No. Woo!
Oh.
Holy shit.
Also, my first two, I almost fell into you because I was like watching you and not paying attention at all. And then all of a sudden, my quads.
Yeah, quads.
This is not your typical garage strength video. Things used to do like 3, 4 each side. Like, ah!
Oh, good.
Yeah, this is dangerously getting close to cardio.
Okay, so those 5 exercises, use them today, especially the skips, those jumps. You don't even need a gym. If you guys want more content like that, like this, click on this card right here. Because remember, freaks, if you want to become a champion, you've always got to cultivate your power. Peace. Peace.